The education landscape is constantly evolving. Staying ahead of the trends is essential. Welcome to LA County Ed Buzz, where we explore groundbreaking initiatives, inspiring stories, and innovative practices shaping the future of learning here in Southern California. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Grasswitch. Today I am joined by Sonia Hooks, Assistant Director of Technology Services, to talk about digital equity and how to ensure all students have access to digital tools, resources, and opportunities. It's estimated that 365,000 households in LA County lack access to affordable, reliable broadband services, devices, and the skills to use them. We refer to this gap as the digital divide, and it impacts many underserved communities. Sonia, can you tell us a little bit about what the digital divide is and what the barriers are?
Sure. Thank you for having me here today. The digital divide didn't just start recently. It's been around for decades. So if you recall, in the early 90s, our federal government came up with an initiative where we would connect all of our schools to the internet and make sure that they had the right technology, that teachers had the professional development, and all the high-speed bandwidth was in the classroom. And we were successful. We did that. But what the pandemic amplified was that we missed that connectivity at home. So when all those students got sent home in March of 2020, there was no way to connect them all directly to their teachers. So we put out Band-Aids, hundreds and thousands of hotspots. And if you've ever gotten on the internet with a hotspot, you know it's not necessarily the strongest connection. So we realized that was a Band-Aid, and we needed to have home broadband access in the homes of all of our students and their families so they can stay connected to their teacher, they can do their homework, and also be productive in society.
And the state is spending billions of dollars to expand access to internet across our state. Can you tell us a little bit about that work? I know LA County and LACOE are partnering on an exciting initiative, Delete the Divide. Just expand a little bit on what that is.
Sure. So the Delete the Divide initiative was established by our County Board of Supervisors here in LA County when they saw that the infrastructure that we had in place wasn't satisfactory for our communities. So they have allocated ARPA funding to get ahead of the curve and have our areas of LA County ready for the federal and state dollars that are going to be coming down the line with infrastructure to support the middle mile and the last mile, getting that infrastructure and fiber directly into the homes of our families who need it the most. So there's going to be a community wireless that we're going to stand up in LA County, and then initially further down the line, home broadband access to our consumers, free or low cost to families that need it.
What is the community wireless?
Community wireless is where we're putting up a pilot program where if you notice, you've got your telephone poles and you have buildings that are owned by the county and the city. So if we pull all of our resources together, we can stand up wireless. Like if you go to the airport and you see the Wi-Fi is available LAX, you're going to be able to see Wi-Fi available LA County. And any consumer or constituent in LA County, families, businesses can get that internet access and be able to educate themselves and access telehealth, mental health, anything that's needed with the internet. If you think about how often everyone is on the internet, either it's on their cell phone, on their laptop, it's essential and it is a necessity, just like water and just like electricity, for everyone to have it in their homes so they can be productive citizens.
You brought up a number of things that, a lot of us just take for granted because we have access to the internet. But there are so many services that, it's education, but it's also mental health, it's health care, a lot of different things related to the access to the internet.
Absolutely. And from my experience in seeing what happened during the pandemic, if you recall, a lot of information was shared on the internet as far as what's happening, as far as how you can sign up to get a COVID test or a COVID vaccination. So if you didn't have internet access to be able to get online and get those appointments, you were left out of the opportunities to protect you and your family. And that hit the majority of our low-income communities who could not do that, our Black and brown communities here in Los Angeles County. So we can't continue to have this digital divide, because it is a divide that impacts the family, not just in education, but in health and any service that you're going to need for your family.
And that's pretty impressive when you think of 10 million residents in LA County and that everyone will one day have connectivity. What an accomplishment that will be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's so critical. I mean, you think of anything that we do, banking, making an appointment, multi-factor authentication, explaining that to a senior citizen. We're going to have digital navigators in libraries where people can come. How do I do this? This is a new laptop. What can I do to, get myself more prepared for the job market and those jobs in tech? California and even LA County is bigger than 40 states, our economy. But the things that we have available that will help people thrive is what we want to make sure is available to everyone. They just have to be exposed and understand the value of it. And that's part of digital literacy also. So if a library is shut down at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock when people get off of work, where are they supposed to be connected to the internet if their only resource is going to the library and getting that connectivity? So they need it at home. They need to be able to have those skills and understand the value of being connected and what it can do for them as far as their learning experiences and improving their quality of life.
What are some of the barriers that prevent students and families from having digital access?
Well, there's a number of barriers. One is information, knowing the value of having internet access. Many people think, just having it on your cell phone is good enough. Having broadband access and a laptop is critical. So if you don't have a laptop, what do you need broadband access for? So it's critical for them to understand the importance of a laptop, have the funding to get a laptop. With the ACP program, it also provides a $100 discount on a laptop. And then digital literacy, understanding how to use the internet, how to be safe on the internet, what are good websites to go to for professional development, how to be in contact with your teacher. I mean, parents have a whole nother layer of staying in contact with teachers that many of us who are a little older didn't have, so you can text the teachers, you can inbox them, you can email them, you can see what's going on with your student and their grades online. And if we don't work with our parents and our students to understand that, we're doing a disservice to their education process.
Now, within this work that we're doing, one of the programs I've been reading about is the Affordable Connectivity Program. What is that program?
Sure. The Affordable Connectivity Program, ACP for short, is a program that was initiated by the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, to provide $30 discount to eligible participants in all of the United States to get internet access in the home. So that $30 goes to the service provider to deliver that service to them, either free for the $30 or deeply discounted. So when you think of one of the barriers for obtaining internet access, one of the biggest barriers has been the cost of it. If you're going to spend $60 or $70 a month on internet access and have to make the choice between internet access or feeding your family, I'm quite sure people will choose feeding their families and, just have maybe internet access on their phone. But we know there's so much more that is needed when you have a computer connected to broadband internet access for you to do a whole plethora of other things that will add value to you and your family.
Well, and LACOE's work doesn't just stop at getting people connected. We're also here to support the teachers and the students who are using this connectivity and using all the digital tools. So what are some of the things that we're doing around digital literacy and supporting our teachers and students?
One of our divisions in technology services, instructional technology outreach. And we have been in the business of supporting our teachers for decades with professional development, tools and resources for principals and how they can support their teachers in doing face-to-face instruction utilizing technology, and even creative ways to do it remote through Zoom. Can you think of all of the teachers that had to pivot so quickly from face-to-face instruction to teaching on Zoom? So we were there for our teachers and providing that support to them so they can still use best practices in delivering curriculum remotely. And when they've now brought students back to the classroom, still keeping them engaged and, showing them all the different tools that are available to them in technology. The other thing that has been really prevalent is introducing our teachers and our students to computer science and bringing that into the classroom so that our students can get those jobs in cybersecurity, in application development, in server support managers. So we want our students to be able to get those jobs too, get all those careers. And it's a STEM career, but there's science, there's engineering, there's mathematics, there's so much. If we just open the world to them, they can just make those great decisions and see what, fits their needs the most.
It's exciting and just really great work we're doing. I want to thank Sonia Hooks for sharing her insights on bridging the digital divide and creating a more equitable education landscape. If you'd like to sign up for the ACP, call LACOE's ACP Help Desk at 562-940-1776 or email at acp@lacoe.edu. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on LA County EdBuzz.